Hare Krishna, welcome back to our Swadhyaya Online Reading Retreat Labs presents Power of SAP program. And in this series, we are going to read Gita daily series. And if you have not seen that entire YouTube list, you will be finding the playlist here. So let me go back to the mind map, what we have covered so far. So we have been reading the this Gita series for a couple of last days, and we have started with the book number one. And in that particular one theme already we have completed. Now we are into the second theme of the book. So the today's book is Seeing the World Through the Gita's Eyes, right? So in this, we are going to read today the first verse today is chapter number 4, verse number 2, and the theme is the harmony of the sword and the word, right? So before we go to the Gita for Enrichment series, so we will go to the verse first. Let's go there. Verse number 4.2. We will read only the translation. And as a task or an assignment, we will be reading the purport, and there will be a Kahoot quiz also. Parallelly, we will be doing that at that point of time. So let's read the translation. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way, but in course of time the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. Now let's read it from the Gita for Daily Enrichment Series Guide. 4.02 The harmony of the sword and the word. We often dread common violence, so we frequently fear theocracies due to their likely intolerance towards people who do not abide by their sectarian beliefs. Naturally, then, we may feel apprehensive when we read the Bhagavad Gita's glorification of saintly kings who live and lead according to scriptural wisdom. 4.02 again. However, the Gita destroys our sectorial categories right at the start of its message. It declares that we are not our bodies, but are eternal souls who have no intrinsic connection with the bodies that we presently inhabit. Bodily misidentification is the basis of all sects, including even sects with religious nomenclature like Christians, Muslims, and Hindus. Gita wisdom takes us beyond all our sectarian notions of identity to our universal essence as souls. It recommends that we act that spiritual level for the holistic welfare for everyone. To fulfill that universal purpose, it urges us to harmonize the world, our intellectual resources, and the sword, our administrative resources. I will repeat again. To fulfill that universal purpose, it urges us to harmonize the world, our intellectual resources, and the sword, our administrative resources. The Gita illustrates this harmony through the example of Krishna, who is actually God Himself, descended to the earth. In the context of the Mahabharata, Krishna plays the role of a prince and administrator. He uses the sword when necessary to check sectarian materialism. But in the context of the Gita, he accepts the role of a spiritual intellectual who empowers the warrior prince Arjuna with the word for rising individually and socially beyond sectarianism to the spiritual level. The Gita recommends the word as the preferred way for reaching consciousness. However, for those who have not only buried themselves in sectarian materialism, but are bent on similarly burying the whole society, it sanctions the sword only as a last resort. Thus, through this harmony of the word and the sword, Gita wisdom takes us beyond sectarianism. So we'll repeat the translation once again, chapter number 4, verse number 2. The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So now going back to the mind map. So here we have a couple of words I have already highlighted. If you do not know the meaning, you can find out those meaning like theocracy, sectarian, right? So these are the words of the day. You can make 10 sentences out of that. Okay. With it, I'll mark it as a green because already we have completed. Done? So we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.